Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Top 10 MOCs of the Week, where we take a look at some of the best custom LEGO creations people have been building and posting online in the past 2 weeks already. I got pretty swamped with store releases, so I had to skip a week. As always, all the links to the builds you see in this video can be found in the description below, so make sure to check out the builders and show them some love. There have been some absolutely phenomenal builds posted. But before we get into the list, I quickly want to shout out our brand new MOC release with Bow-Studs, the First Order transporter from the Star Wars sequels. This is a minifig scale version with 3646 pieces, and if you know Bow-Studs' previous designs, you already know this one is going to be packed with clever building techniques and some seriously sturdy engineering. I just finished building it myself, and there's a lot more going on here than you might expect from what initially looks like a pretty simple grey ship. If you want to check it out, you can find the building instructions on BrickVault Toys. But now let's get into this week's top 10. Kicking things off this week with a beautiful car built by LegoFan07. It's the Ferrari 250 GTO, an absolute legend in the car world. There are plenty of car builders out there, but this build stood out to me because of its unconventional building techniques and a little surprise inside. First off, it makes good use of the relatively new transparent curved parts for the headlights. I also really like how curvy they were able to make the back. Especially the underside, it uses again a relatively new curved slope and Technic panel part, and for the rear lights, roller skate parts. The venting detail on the side is also really nicely done, but the best thing is the working V12 engine inside when you roll the car. Beautiful integration. Moving on to number 9, we have a really unconventional MOC concept by Jürgen Wittner. It's technically an older build, but it's so unique that it had to go on this list. It's a Revell model kit with paint but fully made of Lego. At first glance you wouldn't recognize it's Lego at all, but taking a closer look you can make out all the individual parts. This is in 1:1 scale, which definitely helps the illusion. The wheel parts for the little paint containers works great. You can see Jürgen recreated the sprue with white Technic elements, and the white unpainted body parts are built right into it. The character builds themselves are interesting as well. They use actual minifig helmets, but this time the scale is correct and not as weird as the proportions of real minifigs. Cool build. Next on the list is a build by Jacek Czajka, I probably butchered that name. It's a Fabuland inspired build, which if you don't know is an official Lego theme from the 80s. I love when builders get creative with past discontinued themes and bring them back to life. This one is inspired by the set 3633, and this boat belongs to Walter Walrus. I love the nutshell boat, the wood paneling looks superb, using relatively new slope parts in white. The rudder in the back looks good. I love the use of the new bar part for the steering rod. It even includes a life ring, but my favorite details are the use of yellow rubber band pieces, both for the suitcase and for the Swedish flag on top. Just genius. Taking the 7th spot this week is the Warlord Carcinization. Using mostly Bionicle Kingdom Knights and Hero Factory pieces, builder Ewok Conan really knocked it out of the park with this one. It's a crab-like cyborg creature with a crossbow for a weapon. The presentation is really nice, the part usage is just off the charts. I see face masks for kneecaps, the face looks really interesting with horn pieces used for teeth. I love that the head is peeking out of this round bit that probably is a real piece. The character has an exposed claw that looks really bulky and nicely shaped. Crazy cool character. Number 6 goes to one of the best Rogue One MOCs I have seen in a while. It was designed by Django MOC, and again, if you're just glancing over the build real quick, you probably couldn't tell it's Lego. Could very well be a model of the scene. Plus points for using our TIE Striker model by Lightsaber Productions for this MOC. But the real star of the show are the surroundings. The terrain looks great with half-plate offsets to the sand and bricks on their sides. Especially slopes on their sides look great. The sign is a funny touch, I think, as if they didn't have other problems right now. The build for the turret is exceptional, probably one of the best I've seen. And the bunker entrance is really well done too. I wouldn't know how to make this any better. Great work. Breaking into the top 5, we have an awesome Batman MOC by Metal Bricks. It has the bank building and the complete underground metro station. Absolutely incredible. The build for the bank itself is already incredible. So many nice details like the writing above the entrance. I also love the build for the ornate details surrounding the door and windows. It has several scenes in it that are visible from the sides. The walls being curved toward the ceiling is a really nice touch. I like the build for the benches. Generally, there are so many nice details that I can't possibly talk about all of them in this small segment of the video, so make sure to check it out with the link in the description. Next on the list is a droid gunship by builder Kind of Brick. I do have a soft spot for Separatist vehicles, but it also has a lot to offer technique-wise. The curvature of the main hull was captured really nicely, the cockpit looks really good, barely any gaps visible, and the ball turrets use car fender pieces in 2 different versions that if brought together form an almost perfect circle. It also seems to be able to carry super battle droids, which is a nice added detail. It's nicely covered up on the bottom as well. Great work on this ship. On the podium this week we have another character build by Laborical and it's called The Layoff. The description explains best what we are looking at. It says, "It is our divine duty to replace every bit of flesh with a microchip." Still, it's such a weird thing. It's a mouth from a black creature with some red goo coming from it and a white creature protruding from all of this. Feels so weird and original, I can definitely appreciate it for the creativity. The teeth for the black thing use egg parts, which is interesting. The red part looks really unsettling, like a tumor proliferates from the creature. The white boy is cool to look at, has a ton of mechanical detail. Its teeth, interestingly enough, also use egg parts, but it's just half an egg for the top and bottom, which gives it a beak look. Really interesting stuff here. On second place is a creature called Shepherd by Loaf Builds. I'm sorry to everyone with arachnophobia, because this spider-human hybrid looks frighteningly realistic. I'm not sure if the fur parts are actual Lego parts, someone please let me know in the comments, but if they are, they work great here. The head looks menacing as hell with the 4 red eyes. There's also another spider weaving a web between its horns, and if that's not enough spiders already, there are 4 more on the stick that, by the way, is a really cool build itself with these hose and flexible parts wrapping around it. The main body and legs use a ton of bionicle parts, and overall I think this takes the cake for me for character builds these past weeks. And on first place we have an absolutely phenomenal house build, and I gotta say it might be one of my favorite house builds of all time. It's by builder Dan the Fan. I can't even comprehend everything that's happening here, but let's try to break it down. I have actually probably never seen anyone attempting to put mortar between stone bricks, just because it seems impossible, but somehow this builder was able to do it and I'm still not sure what I'm looking at. It's definitely half plate thickness, but I'm not too sure what pieces have been used here. Maybe clone rangefinders or sprue parts? Let me know if you can make that out. The bricks use Modulex parts, which basically are smaller scale Lego pieces that were first invented for architects. We also see Thor's hammer, Minecraft heads and regular plate and tiles for the stonework, which makes for some really interesting variation. The roof also looks great with differently lifted shingles. I also didn't know about this fish ornament in gold here, and the trees use a piece that exists since 2022 apparently, but I didn't know about it until now. But I'm a Star Wars builder, so that's my excuse. It's an antler piece for minifigs used for leaves. Incredible part usage. I need a technique breakdown, this is insane. And that's it for this week's top 10. As always, let me know in the comments which build was your personal favorite and why. There were some seriously incredible creations this week, and I'm always curious to see which one stands out to you guys the most. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, to subscribe if you haven't already, and check out BrickVault toys in the description for building instructions to some of the builds we've released ourselves. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one here at BrickVault.